Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
Hey YouTube, Fat Pastor here. Hope everybody is doing well. We are back in the studio, back in the house, if you will, and ready to do some Q&A and some building tonight. Let me adjust my link camera just a little bit. Don't know if I've got taller or what, but there we go. All right. We have got, got a different stream for you today. Hello, Iron Mask. Guys, let me know if Jarvis and everything's coming through clear. I do have a new headset today that I'm trying out, so I think we fixed a lot of the mic problems last time that I was here. I'm back out of quarantine. I'm back at home. Did not get COVID, thank God. And I am here to build a UWL. And I start from this, and hopefully by the end of the night, I will have a UWL for my friend and drone buddy, Mr. Super Snake Jeff Russell. There's already in the comments, and if you want to jump in, just post your comment and I'll read the names out here in a little bit. And had a lot of people ask me, was I sick, asking if that was why I quarantined. Was I sick? No, I didn't. I have a daughter with a suppressed immune system. But no, I wasn't sick. It was a preventative thing there. So, yeah. Why is, all right, let me pop it out. Close it and pop it back out and see why it's not populating the stream. Now let's check and see. I don't know why. I guess that's a YouTube thing. There it goes. I don't know. It's working now. But I'll go ahead and if you guys are on, just post a hello again, and so I can get you in here and throw your faces up on the screen for everybody to see you. We've got Jeff Russell, Pastor Larry, Iron Mask, Fun Provoked, and that looks like all right now. Says that we have 9 viewers, but I guess people aren't just chatting. All right, so let me check and make sure Jarvis is working. You know, he's going to insult you guys. Or Johnny D, how are you? Let's see if that works. Is it not showing anybody else now? Come on, there we go. There we go. Are you not? Come on. Let me check speech chat. See what he's got to do to. And I leave the studio one time and I come back and it's all gone to pot. Hang on. Some people say YouTube does the thing, but you know, I think it's more me. Really. Where's the exclamation point, exclamation point? False speech. Where did I have that set up? No. Oh, come on. Come on, you're not working like that. Exclamation point, space, hello. And you're not reading it, Jarvis? Why are you not reading it? Why are you not reading the chat, Jarvis? What are you doing? You're not doing your job. Pause, enable speech, yep. Give me just 1 second, guys. It's always something. You know, it's because I don't do anything, any work on this in between. Yeah, that's supposed to work. Exclamation point, exclamation point. I don't know why it's working. Huh. All right, you guys get typing anything? Yeah, I see you guys typing hello and all that. Jarvis just ain't gonna talk, are you? I don't know how it's changed. Don't know. All right, well, that's gonna suck. I'm depending on you. It's depending on you, Jarvis, so I could build and I could hear people talking. Hang on. Let me look. Chat. Read out whispers. He got stage fright. He's got something, doesn't he? It's always something. Right, exclamation point, exclamation point. For text-to-speech command. Let me just turn the exclamation point off tonight. No. All right. There we go. He's working now. I'll figure it out later. Let me see. All right. So you don't have to do the exclamation point thing tonight. I just turned it back to whatever. But look, it's not. YouTube did the thing again, so I got to close it. I'll tell you. And pop out the chat again. All right. I just need to leave it, keep that in like a separate window or something. Maybe. Need to talk to people that actually do streaming for a living. All right, there we go. But you notice, okay, there you go, Jarvis. There we go. So I can, you know, pop your guys' names here like this and get your get some of those. Lose weight, it helps stay healthy. Yeah, I do need to lose some weight. So like my wife. You just need to lose some weight and you get to feeling much better. So which she's right. So, all right, he's into Dr. Doom. I didn't put that up there, but maybe it will. Maybe to put your chats up there now, guys. Seem to have it running. So tonight the plan is to answer questions that you might have about UWL and Whoop Racing. Let me go ahead and be pulling up. Let me see. Got this need to leave it. Keep that in like a separate window or something. Maybe. You notice, okay, there we go. So I can, you know, pop your guys' names here like this and get your get some of those. Lose weight, it helps stay healthy. Yeah, I do need to lose some weight. the Underground Whoop League. So if I need to go to it, as most of you know, we had a really good race on the 27th, and we were doing a UWL, and it's just a blast. I think everybody there had a good time, and Jeff Russell, who's in the chat there, chat us something out there, Jeff, so I can pop you in the new chat here, if it ain't done the thing again. So we'll see. All right, still here. All right, there we go. That's good. Okay, so what I've got here is I got my bench, and it's kind of messed up and all, but my plan tonight is to convert an old Mobula 6 analog to UWL and put cob LEDs on it and try to get it. There's Jeff. Okay. Got a couple of members on. Well, there it is. What's lagging? But the plan is to do that, switch it over tonight, and get him some cob LEDs on it, and get him ready for the next race. I got a ton of props here, just about every kind of whoop prop that you could need right now. I think I've got them. I show people this, and then you got football practice for one of your boys? Are you in that flag football league? Got to be careful with that thing. So, yeah. I've meant to put out a video of the UWL. I've got everything down in the Dropbox. I actually have this downloaded off of a flash card. So I've gotten, or not a flash card, a SD card. So I've gotten it further than I have most. But, you know, I met with another pastor today for lunch. And he's like, man, he said, have you ever heard about that one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest? And I was like, yeah. He said, I'm busier than that. He said, I've just been going and going and going. And I told him, I said, I understand. I said, because I feel like that man, like a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest wearing a roller skate. So, it's just hectic. And I know a lot of people out there are busy, just a lot going on in life and all that. So, I don't have a whole lot to go over as far as mail call. I did get a big order from WeBleed, but yeah, here we go. Yeah, I ordered some LED lights. So yeah, that brings me to something before I get started building. You guys know me. It's been said, and it's true. So it's more than it's just been said, that when it comes to building, setting up whoop tracks, I'm not a very static guy. I'm more, of a dynamic type racer. I like a lot of gates, and I like a lot of LEDs. But with UWL, I think it's even that much more important to have LEDs on your gates, because UWL, one of the things that makes it cool and fun is it's you could sit on the sidelines and spectate the race, and you can see if you know who's flying the blue quad, or if you know who's flying the red or the green or whatever, the white one. And if you're new, a little insider tip for those of you that's showing up early: if you're new to it and you want to get into UWL, and you want to have a little bit of advantage over your buddies, white cob LEDs, and make sure you put them in the back, because there's just something about those white cob LEDs. When they get out in front of you, it is hard to focus on anything else but that. So LEDs are important for UWL. And you know, I bought a mess of LEDs and the wires to hook them up from, you know, that goes from this type plug to XT. Get out for you. Not like I'm up against a whole lot of time. I've got all night if I need it. Thank you for all of you guys that text me and wished my nephew, who was having surgery today, well. For those of you who wanted to know, he did all right. He's home, and I think he still getting over anesthesia. They got these plugs on them here, and that's what this wire is an extension of those. But I cannot express to you enough. Now, I know everybody's got their own ways to do LEDs. You know, put them inside semi-transparent packs, or, you know, to buy the tubes, or, I mean, there's tons of different ways to do it. And it doesn't matter your style. As long as they're big, they need to be bigger than a regular Whoop gate. And they really, every gate really needs, in my opinion, I strongly recommend you to have LEDs on every gate. We did not in the last race. My son Hawktail. Is that that country girl, blonde girl that everybody's talking about? That's, you know, I'm not into pop culture all that much. Probably should be, being a pastor, but I'm just not. I've heard the name before. I think I've had people send me videos about it. But yes, LEDs are a must, and if you can, make sure every gate has an LED on it. If not, then at least a colored flood or something like that illuminating it. It's just, it means good luck. Hawktail, is that, I'm assuming that's Native American. I know a Cherokee and Hawktail. Is that what it was? Old Tim McGraw song? My baby, she's a Chickasaw. Half Cherokee and Hawktail. Right? Is that it? My baby, she's a Chickasaw. All right. Let's get busy. Good thing about this little Mob 6 is it's already got some wiring for an LED. And it's already got 0802 19,000 kV motors on it. If they will be long enough to reach, we will be in good shape. And May not have to do very much soldering at all. We're gonna change this pigtail to a BT 2.0, but I'll probably just cut it like here. And my reason for that, people have asked me why I do that, and it's not because the pads on the power lead are too small. It's mostly because these tiny PCB boards on TinyWhoops, they can only take so much heat. It's almost like every time you solder on them and you mess around with them, you're putting miles on the motor, if you will. It's putting all right. Hurricane Debbie, are you from down south, Iron Mask? I've had some friends that had some flooding and all of that from Hurricane Debbie. So let me see here. That's a chip lifter. Let me pop these. North Carolina. All right. North Kakalaka. I like North Carolina. There's only a few states, and I'm not going to name all of them because I don't want people to be offended if I don't like their state. There's only I'm going to try to keep doing stuff under the camera. There's only a few states that I've been to that I would live in besides Tennessee. It's just, call it what you will. That is props out, so it's all right. But there's only a few states that I like. I'm pretty happy here living in Tennessee. The weather, this time of year, the relative stupidity is very high. I mean, did I get that wrong? Relative humidity, relative stupidity, close enough. And but yeah, I like North Carolina. My sister lived in Fayetteville. My brother-in-law was in Fort Bragg. He was in the Airborne. My sister was stationed. My brother-in-law, they were there when she had my niece, my oldest niece, and get under there. I'm so used to working with a light, guys. Y'all gonna have to just bear with me tonight on this. But yeah, she was in I guess that's the Raleigh, Durham area of North Kakalaka. My wife is from West and East Virginia, both. You can figure that out. Let me know. There we go. Get it in there. I really like the prop puller. It's worth the money. All right, I'm gonna hop up and get my toolbox out of my travel case. It's got some of my better tools. It's got some of my better tools in it. I don't know, with this microphone, you guys might not have been able to hear me when I walked off. Said I needed to get my toolbox. There it goes. It's got my whoop screwdriver in it. If you don't have one of these TinyWhoop screwdrivers, you need to get you one. These things are nice. You can get them over at TinyWhoop.com. And it's nice little screwdriver. Sometimes I will resort to those little factory ones because they're okay. Oh, I hit the camera, sorry. That's going to be my challenge today, is to keep everything on camera. So, right. Has anyone that's currently on and watching, anyone flown UWL yet? I see, I don't know. Normally, you guys know me. Most of you do. I normally wear my streaming glasses, which have no bifocal in them. They're basically I have trifocals. I wear trifocals normally, because especially after my head injury. I don't know if you guys can see them. You might see that my lenses are scratched up for one. You can see there, boom. There's two different magnifications right at the top of my head. And these glasses I'm wearing is that middle one, which is everything that's on arm's length. So I normally wear that because the monitors are literally there and there. And but to do the work, I need to have my bifocal part. So if you see me during the stream doing a lot of this to read the chat or something like that, I need to look up a little bit to read the chat. But to do this detailed stuff like this down here, I need my bifocals. So, are the lowest ones. So, yeah. I talked to my eye doctor a while back about, if I could get contacts, and she's like, you just have to pick a happy medium. Says we can't have 3 layers of contacts with you. So that's why I don't have contacts. Comtab lenses. This is another thing that it's handy to have when you're working, because you can just take your screws and put them in the didn't see that other prop. Just take your screws and put them in the magnetic tray, and you won't be losing screws. Because if you're like me, look at that hair just pulled out of that. Yow. If you're like me, you've lost more than a couple of TinyWhoop screws in the underneath your workbench or whatever. Let me tell you what I need to do first before I get too far into the woods. Let's see if I can get a USB in there. Come on, that might be just my slap top. Get in the hole. Trying to plug up a USB into my. Really? You're gonna do that to me, really? I'll do it in time on my laptop. What I'm going to do is I need to do a backup of this quad before I take it apart and potentially mess it all up. Okay, Mars. Sorry about that, walking away from the camera. I know that that is not good etiquette for streaming, to just walk away from your audience. You know, I'm not a professional streamer. I don't think I'll ever be. But what I'm doing is I'm taking an old Mobula 6 analog, and I'm going to turn it into a UWL 75 millimeter UWL spec. Racer. So that is, yeah. But he normally tells the little thing of, if now Heads is a professional streamer. He does it. I told him, I said, I want to be like you when I grow up. Of course, he knows that I'm quite a bit older than he is. Finds that funny. Good guy. Really like Heads. Let me do a Betaflight backup. I've got my new microphone running into a USB spot. This is an XLR, and I've got it going from XLR to mini and into a dongle. So, dongle. So I am, all I'm going to do is just do a backup of this. How's it going, Mars? Yeah, you don't need to do the exclamation marks right now. Yeah, just do it normal. Jarvis was jacked up. The exclamation point's not working. If chess players can do it, then you can do it. Oh, that's right. That's right. Thing. All right, there you go. Yes, everybody doing good. Linux. Yeah, probably gonna have to go to it because this is Windows 10. Have you guys heard about what Microsoft's saying that they're going to do about Windows 10? While I'm waiting on this to boot up, my understanding is that starting 2025, in order to get updates and in order to keep using Windows 10, you're going to pay, I think it's like $40 for the first year, and every year after that, it's going to go up until, I think they said, like 2028. It doesn't matter how much you pay if you're still using a laptop or whatever that's running Windows 10, then you won't be able to get online or all that. It's weird. So yes, I have a lot of friends in IT that all tell me Linux is the way to go. Yeah. Rock, you don't need to do the exclamation point thing right now. I had it that way, and Jarvis was not working well with me right at the beginning of the stream, so I shut that part off. All right. Let's do a preset backup. What version is this running? I just did a backup on it. Let me see. 443. That's not bad. Yeah, 443. Yeah, I can switch that over to CAC real easy. All right, so I got a backup of it, and I'm done on my laptop. Let's get back. Peas and carrots of switching this thing over. Hopefully my motor plugs are long enough to make it. So we'll see. Let me see my read. Okay. Well, maybe the exclamation point's a good way to get it not rot. Absolutely. This thing is going bye-bye. And I'm probably going to put a Beta FPV 180 on it because it's UWL, and I'm going to need analog UWL, so I'm going to need extra weight. So I am not going to be trying to go light on the weight on this one, because I think a lot of people that are just building standard analog 75 millimeters, they're having to add like a nickel or a quarter, a physical nickel onto the weight to get the whoop up to 40 gram. It's a 40 gram minimum, unless they've changed the spec since the last time I looked. And I'm going to try to, guys, let me know when, not if, it'll be when I get off camera and quit working. So yeah, someone made the air. It was what's the guy that works for Jesse now? If we wouldn't have been talking about it, I'd have been able to remember who it was. Nightwing took the Air 65 and made it like 15 grams or something like that. It was crazy. Yeah, Skip it 533. I think he made a 15 gram quad using that air board that Beta FPVs come out with. So yeah, this build's not going to be, tonight's not going to be about that. Tonight is going to be about just seeing if we can get this swapped over to a 75 millimeter frame, put cob LEDs on it, and it's already on 4.4.3, so it won't be hard to flash it over to CAC, which is 4.4.2. And yeah, I've had, I guess today was the third person that asked me if I would build them a UWL. And if you were one of those people that asked me, and I told you that I don't know if I have the time, it's because one, Jeff's here in my backyard. He's one of the local fly buddies with all of us, and he's had a little bit of trouble getting stuff in the air, but through no fault of his own. He's just had some trades and some stuff like that, trading different quads around that didn't work out for him, and then somebody told him to buy the 4-in-1 Zorro, which, I mean, works out for him because he's got some Spectrum stuff, the actual inductrix that he's flying. So, but I didn't tell him to get a Express LRS module. So just at the last race, I think he just made arrangements to get one. So this one here, I don't think, no, it's not Express LRS. This is FR Sky, but for UWL, it'll be fine. Hey, Mike, how's it going, buddy? Let me get, I don't know if you guys use these much in your building. Just like a little tiny, it's really like what they use when you go to the Chinese restaurant and they put the chicken on a stick. I believe this actually probably what that is, that I brought it home and cleaned it up after having kitty on a stick. And I use these whenever I'm pushing around on a chip or a board, even above. Hey, how's it going? Flying carrot. Yeah, Mike, tonight we're not doing the exclamation point. Jarvis was a little jacked up on that. I tried to change that when I was in quarantine in the camper, just running off of my hotspot, and I think I screwed it up, so I have to go back and fix it. Did you guys see that? Go back and watch. You can watch a grommet hit the table and then fall off. Fat guy on a little bench. Love this screwdriver. Don't know if you can find it other places, but yes. And I tell you something that helps, and I use this often. A telescoping, whatever you want to call it, magnet. Oh, magnet. Yep. You just telescope this thing out, run it down there by your feet, but I just dropped a gummy. That ain't gonna help. And I've got a metal gun cabinet back here that I just stick it to. So, yep. Get them at Harbor Freight. You can get a pack of them. The last ones that I bought at Harbor Freight was like $4.99, and it come with two of them and one of these that I carry in my tool tray. Yep. Get that thing out, and it's sure better than getting down there on your knees up underneath the bench looking for a canopy screw that was your last one. So hello everyone. Grokmar's carrot. Yeah. That's correct. Now, see, also what we're allowing in Sulky and Middle Tennessee drone racing, we are going to. Hey, how's it going, brother? We allow also the beta FPV 19,500s that come on the Meteor 65s and the original Meteor 75, not the Pro. We're allowing that extra 500 kV because we got some people that have got those motors, and I don't think, if we get so good that, or it begins to become evident that 500 additional kV that it's supposed to have is making a difference, where we think that it's too fast, we can always tell. There goes 2. Just rolled right off. But I've got more Whoop gummies than I can shake a stick at. So if we run into a problem, we would be like, we would say, okay, why don't you drop, oh, I see one of them. Why don't you drop your KV to, instead of 31,500 RPM, maybe you would go 32 or 31,250. And oh, really? Come on. I'll show you this, guys, here in a second, if I'm able to do it without. Somebody would say this is laziness. No, it's, I've passed 5 kidney stones in 4 days. I don't want to get down on the floor. Okay, got a box open. I wanted it to be victorious. Yes, so I can show you guys. Yep. Somebody saying that man right there, that boy is lazy. Maybe not. Yeah, I am some on some things, but one of the things my dad taught me was, he said, work smarter, not harder. So that's one of the things that I try to do. Don't know how I got 4 in there, but I do. So, all right, let's take a look at this. Let's pull this TinyWhoop LED off the canopy. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but some light up here. The LED is just 2 wires. It's galvanized or laminated or whatever you want, coated wire. Very small, very delicate wire, and it goes down to this here, and I've just got it soldered up to the back side of the battery connector. So probably what I want to do is just cut this maybe I think I'm gonna cut it right at the shrimp wrap or shrink wrap right here, and then hook the positive and negative of the cob LED. I don't know if you guys can even see that wire. Yeah, it's a little green and red wire. It comes in here, and that's soldered. LOL, shrimp wrap, yeah. They're not 31,500 kV. It's 31,500 RPMs at 19,000 kV for UWL. I misspoke. when I set that. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the camera. And let me do this. Here's a little tip that I do also. I don't know if you guys do it, but I will, because I've messed up a camera before trying to force it into one of these Whoop boards. So I just take and put a little black dot on the matching sides, or when I want to hook them back together. I'm not wondering, do I have it in the right way? Line it up, plug it up. There we go. I don't know if you can see that little black dot on the connector, or on the thing, and on the connector, because I've bent these pins up, and trying to get them back straight sometimes can be a massive pain in the butt. So a little bit of forethought. People was like, well, just remember. Okay. Well, sometimes I get the building, and no, I don't think it has any LED pads on it. It might, but I just want them to run all of the time. And look at these pads on this. This is like, may even be the OG. Yeah, with 19,000 kV, 0802s. I believe that it is the OG Mobila 6. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can see those pads right there. I don't know what they are. And I don't want to be soldering to them if I don't have to. So I'm not. So here's another little tech tip that I do when I'm messing with TinyWhoop motors and going to be soldering around them, is I just take the motors. I'm not even going to unhook them. Let's go put them in a little Ziploc bag, so no solder balls. If a solder ball pops off when I'm trying to resolder this BT 2.0 up, it's also covering a lot of the PCB board. Yeah, it would probably melt through the plastic, but not before the solder would cool enough that it's not going to stick inside the motor windings or on any of the PCB that I've got covered up. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to fix this. We're going to do something about this BT 2.0 or PH 2.0. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to go to the BT 2.0. And let me go over to my connectors. This. I'll show you guys this. I don't know if I've showed it on the channel before, but let me reach my spring deck. I bought this at Michael's, and it has several. These fit in there. That's motors right there. This is tools. I've got Whoop canopies, frames, motors, all kinds of stuff in this, along with and on this side it comes double with two of them. You might be able to see some of them stacked up right there, extra ones. I cut this side out, and that's where I put my battery. My Whoopster is down in there and all of that. This was like $14 at Michael's, and you can see my Whoopster hiding there, and charger for it. Here's all kinds of BT 2.0s. That's what I was looking for in here. I believe I've got a package of them. Some canopies, extra cob LEDs. Aha! Right here. And a little crack bottle. It's actually quarters. Where I bought a, yeah. I bought a roll of pre-1965 quarters. Some of you will know what that means. Some of you don't. But it came in this, and I I have them in something else now, so I just repurposed the container. We're going to put this on instead of that. So let's get the cutters and my shrinketh wrappeth. I did blue. Blue's all right, because I think he wants blue cob LEDs. So there's some shrink wrap. All righty then. Jolly good show. Yeah, I don't think it would work good at the airport. They see the spiky things and they take all your screwdrivers and drivers and period. You know, I'm going to give an extra. One of the things about these, if you make them too tight, they'll want a tendency to do this because you don't have a lot of slack in it once you plug the battery in, and can get up. There was a lot of people at the race that 533 puts these on, and they're actually pretty good. They add a little bit of extra weight and it makes it tons easier. But if you don't watch it, you'll get a bend in it, and that will get up in your props, and you can hear it. And people were asked to, people had to come in and fix that on several occasions. But, after doing it a few times, you learn a better way to put your battery on, and then you're golden. I should have put that in there. I've got something better now. Just throw my trash out here. Okay. Mm-hmm. This. Remember, round is ground, right? On BT 2.0, round is ground. Let me put some flux. Got my soldering iron going. Look, knocked over my microphone. If that was noisy, I apologize. That was all me. I got to get a better stand for my microphone. Okay. I've got the syringes with flux paste and the pins and everything, but still, this is my go-to flux. I just take a zip tie, put a little bit of flux on it, and push it onto the tip. I don't like flux all over everything. Just kind of messes up a build. I know several people that don't use any flux at all, but that's not me. Oh, there I go, hitting the microphone again. Sorry, guys. Again. I'm used to a headset with a microphone built into it, but it was giving me too much problems. All right, gonna see light come in from nowhere because I've got to be able to see. There we go. Could very well. Don't like cold solder joints. Can give you lots of problems. Another thing my dad taught me that is like if you do it right the first time, you won't have to go back and do it again. And all right. Here we go. Now, do the thing that we've all, at some point, if you've been in this hobby long enough, if you've worked in electronics long enough, I know you've made this mistake, not putting your shrink wrap on before you solder your wires together. If anybody's done that, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you've ever done that. And everybody that's in the chat that don't put a thumbs up that actually builds, then they're just lying. Right? Maybe not. Maybe some people's like, no, I've never made that bone-headed mistake before. Jarvis. Wow. No, I think that's gonna make it too long. Let me see. Might have to change my mind. In the end, well, it's not too much different. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Might make it I need the weight. Is the audio quiet? I don't know. I don't know how to turn the master volume up. Everything is right where yeah, I'll do that sometimes, but on Whoop boards, and this is an old Whoop board right here. Every time, and this is just a general rule. A friend of mine, electrical engineer, told me that especially on small solder boards or PCB boards, any PCB board with small, thin traces, every time you really, really heat that up, that trace can be thinning out. That's why you can sometimes throw electronics into a toaster oven and let them heat up, and that'll reflow the traces and things like that. So soldering on tiny PCB boards, the more you do it, he says, look at it as like putting more miles, like especially he's talking about Whoop boards. He said, I would say every time you're soldering onto a Whoop board, just figure you're putting another 50,000 miles on. That's like putting 50,000 miles on a car engine. So I try not to solder on the board too much. You know, I've had friends and people that I fly with that they want to try every motor in the world, and they're constantly resoldering different motors on, and then they start having problems after 2 or 3 times of doing it. And you know, I'm building this for someone else. If they want to buy it after they fly it. If not, I'm sure that I'll find someone who is interested in it. But so I want it to be as good a quality as I can get for them. So yeah, I could just take and, like Iron Mask said, I could just take my soldering iron and solder this connector up, unsolder these 2 wires on the board and resolder that up. But why? When the one that I had was cut and was working fine on it. And you know, you don't have to have the strongest of joints here, because you're not passing tons. Oh yeah, this is a nice board. I really like it. All right. Wet your whistle. Get some more. Get in. And get out. Let's see. No, I don't like that. We're going to do that one again. All right. Yeah, I see you there. All under stress. The thing is when you join these wires, too, you don't want either one of them to be under any kind of stress. I shake, man, like horrible all the time anyway. So yeah. Ooh, maybe that's it. I can show you guys something else too. If you are, slide that up. Got a little braid twisted off of that. That's okay. Yeah, that'll work. Yep, I like mine too. A little pricey for what you get, I think, but you know, you pay for innovation, right? Look at the Tesla truck. Yep. Yeah. 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 Has anybody ever used one? Anybody ever used one of these? Oops. You get your yeah, you get your OmniFixo too close to your to your magnetic tray and they go to war with each other. Not the prettiest joint, but here, let me turn it. Maybe you can see it. It's not great. It probably should have been did I? I'll have to look. Well, they should be stuck to the OmniFixo or this one. So I'm trying to show you guys this without the light. There we go. I don't know if y'all can see in that detail, but the red where the cross is at, it actually needed to be tinned a little better, but it's a pretty good. Looking at it here, I can see, y'all can't, I don't know if you can see good enough with it. I can clearly see my own fingerprints. So yeah, see that one's tinned. Much better. So, yeah, if you're doing, I wouldn't normally use this on something like that, but definitely working on a PCB board or something, you can, yeah. Well, it's double cameraing on us, so I don't know of a way. Is this thing got an out port? USB out. Got an SD card in it. I think that's just for charging. It's got Wi-Fi. Huh. I might be able to pull it up, but now this is not a stream about the microscope. Even though I've been talking to people about it. Yeah, that one doesn't have an HDMI port. If you did, you could use it as a camera source, probably in OBS. And let me slide my shrink wrap down over that before I start messing with the other. All right. Got to get back here where I can see. Can you guys see? Okay, yeah. What does it? Oh, you guys can see better when I do that, huh? Ah, yeah. This is probably the one thing that I use that I don't want to work on quads without this light. I use it, I like it, I love it. It's big. Can you see my eye? What about I take my glasses off? Look at it, you know. Is that weird? Crazy eyes. Crazy eyes. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to that squirrel over there. No, I'm probably a bit broken, Mike. That's probably the closer diagnosis of what's going on up here. Just been a long time. And hey, Blizzard, how's it going, my brother? How am you be? Let's see. Whoa. All right. Yeah. Little bit of salter. Get your tip wet before you go in. So hey, Anioki, how's it going? Or that's at least how Jarvis said it. I have. I'm liking it, and when it runs out, I want to find some more just like it. So all right, so we got both sides done. Let me look at this. Pull one side loose, give it a good tug, spin. So we're good. Y'all are like, that, and I would be too. That is one long. That's a rather long pigtail for a whoop, but I need the weight, and might as well give the pilot the room, correct? I'm just waiting for someone to say correct. Uh-oh, where did my shrink wrap shrinker go? There it is. I found it. All right. All righty then. Let's just shrink it away. Don't like using lighters or torches. Like my little heat gun. All right. So there we go. One thing down. Now the other. Yep. Amazon, like $9. Good to have. I think they come in like blue tips, white tips, and yep, I really like it. Something else that I'm growing very fond of when I'm working on the bench is this. As soon as I get it out of the package, I will show you. How many of y'all, when you're done working, you pull out some kind of something similar to this, pull it out to sweep your mat off and all that stuff, and you've got tiny things, but this is the way to go. A little vacuum, suck up all of your little 50-doos and 50 watts. Look at there. That is, I think I got a screw in there. Nope, that's a solder ball in there. This is a little vacuum. Yep. And you put a cone on here and it'll be a blower also. Yep. Right there. And yep. Yep. And hey, you could use it while you're testing your HD0 board out or whatever. You needed a blower. That's a pretty good little blower there. You see all of the junk that I've picked up. That silver in there that looks like a screw. It's not. That's just a solder ball. I flicked a solder ball over on my mat over here to the side. Yep, I like it. I like it. I like it. Remember, work smarter, not harder. Yep. Yeah, I talked to, I used to make my own bullets. My brother-in-law owned a Firestone Instant Auto or whatever it's called. And he would give me buckets of wheel weights, and I would take those. I would use like a turkey fryer and a big iron skillet, and I would melt those wheel weights down. And the clips, being steel, they'll float up to the top because steel's lighter than lead, and the lead would sink down to the bottom. You'd flux it a few times to get all of the grease and dirt out of it. When it looks shiny silver, like a silver coin, you knew you had it about where you wanted it. And I was talking to a guy that he was I don't know whether it's a metallurgist, is that what it's called? He's a guy that knows a lot about metals and alloys and all that kind of stuff, went to college for it. And he said the smoke from soldering with lead, it's not lead. Because I was asking him, do I need to wear like a respirator? I asked him, do I need to wear a respirator when I'm, yeah. Um, I asked him, do I need to wear a respirator while I'm doing this? He's like, no. He says, he says, lead will start to smoke right after it boils, and it'll be red. He said, if you heat the lead up in that pot, that the lead is actually red or orange. He said, yes, that is lead vapor. He said, but when I would flux it and it would smoke and stuff, because I would just take paraffin wax. You do paraffin wax or sawdust or something like that. You just need a catalyst to burn, and it would burn all the greases and stuff off of it. And what causes the smoke in our solder is the resin or the flux or the rosin in it. And he said actually touching it, holding the solder and putting your hands in your mouth or whatever, or especially holding like 100% or 90% lead sinker, like when you go fishing. He said that's worse than the smoke fumes that come off when you're soldering. And I told him, I said, when I was little, we used to have them clamshell sinkers that you'd put on your line, and I'd bite them. I'd just bite them down on there. And he was like, yeah, that's bad. That's more exposure to lead right there than you'd get from hundreds of hours of soldering. So don't let the other people's fear and I know if you want to get rid of the fumes, then more power to you. You might not like the scent or whatever of the flux burning, but don't sit there and think if you're breathing in or I've been building too much lately, and yeah, I've been building too much lately. I probably need to stop because of my exposure to lead. Just wash your hands when you're done. Don't put your fingers in your mouth. Don't eat a sandwich or something. So when you're done soldering, just go wash your hands. And that's probably the best thing you can do for soldering. So, and we all know that a lot of times OSHA and they will stumble over something stupid and then let something that should be taken care of go. And I think that's something that a lot of people have done around soldering. It's not like eating lead paint when you was a kid kind of stuff. So do I need to turn this microphone up? Would that make things better? Let me try this. Y'all tell me if it's too loud. All right. I can, but the thing that is, hang on. But when I do this, it's going to make my other stuff louder. Does that sound any better? But see, I think that's going to make my this louder. That's not too loud. Go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't while you're watching. All right, let's get in here and I might have to end up resort. Look at there. You guys got to let me know when a big mug or the screen is over. All right. I don't know if you can see behind my finger. The red wire has got the shrink wrap on it, and this green one, which is the negative. I'm going to cut both of them. This is like, I don't know if I might have to end up pulling this off because sometimes soldering to this tiny these tiny wires here are, let's see, is that some kind of regulator? Let me cut this right here. Oh no, there's something on this right there. I don't know if that's some kind of a regulator or what, but I don't want to ruin that LED. So now let's shift to the cobs. Set the flight controller over to the side, and let's find us some LEDs. What I was talking about earlier. I've got stuff. That's my problem. I buy stuff and I stick it. I actually stuck that in there with LEDs. It shouldn't go in LEDs. I don't know. I don't know if that was some kind of cap or something. I don't know what it is. I mean, I can cut it open and look at it. It might just be solder balls on both ends of it. I don't know. I wouldn't think it does because it's 5 volts. The cobs don't need it. But that's a headlight from TinyWhoop, so it's a little brighter than most. All right, I need to get me a 1S. Here we go. Got one. Hey, Z King, how's it going, brother? What color are you? Purple? That's purple. Test this color. I want to do it so you guys can see it. That's purple. And I don't know why they put these big honking huge wires on these LEDs. I mean, if it's 5 volt, you're probably putting it on something tiny, right? Well, I'm sure that's red. Green, purple. All of these little bags are from Rect. And ice blue. I hang on to that one. Ice blue again. All right, where is my regular blue? What did I do with it? Oh, God. Got a big roll of blue somewhere. Is it in my LED box? Let's see. How's everybody going? How's it going, Zach? Cramp. Leg cramp. Old man with a leg cramp. Old man with 2 shin cramps. Oh. Yeah, there. Whew. Hope these cramps don't get my legs up underneath the desk. I got more. More LEDs. Green. I've got a lot of green. Yellow. I know I've got a big. Now these are TinyWhoop LEDs. Well, not that one. These here, that's a yellow spotlight. Like what I'm taking off, that's a red spotlight on that one. Well, it's just a bunch of them, guys. You know, these things are a must when you're actually putting the LEDs on. I'll show you this. You'll see that later tonight when I actually get to actually putting them on. You get them at TinyWhoop also. They're little bitty tiny clothespins, and when you really need to glue them on. I know some people just take and pull the 3M strip, but you need to put some welders back behind that or something. I know I've got a whole row of blue, like I've got red here. Because the customer has requested blue, and we're going to try to give him what he wants. Right? We have to give him one of the smaller ones. We're going to give him what he wants. So, do y'all remember what I did with the blue LEDs? I probably stuck them somewhere that shouldn't have LED in it. That's not it. Well, I'm not going to belabor it. But do I have a regular blue? Got yellow. Jeff, if you're still listening, I've got yellow, green, which my UWL right now is green. Ice blue. How about ice blue? I think ice blue will work. We can look at it. We can look and see. Because as soon as I use this, I will find the whole 15 foot of regular blue. Isn't that the way it goes? Ice blue. Let's try that. Yeah, I feel like I'm just overlooking it, but it's somewhere near me, but I'm overlooking it. So, but it is what it is. All right, let's look at what ice blue looks like from Fly High. Yeah, the gymnasium that we flew at, we have access to that for right now, at least for as long as we need. Come on. These wires are big. They're hard to get to go in this. There we go. That's ice blue. All right. I think that will be I think that'll suffice. So first thing to do is to get rid of this honking huge wire. If you're putting it on TinyWhoop, you do not need that big of wire. find the regular blue for him. But it's, let me grab mine, see if it's much difference between ice blue and the regular blue. I don't think it's that much. Okay. Okay. What my nephew says all the time. Okay. Sounds like Tigger. Not Tigger, but what's the donkey? Eeyore? Yeah. Yeah, I would say you probably can't see that on the camera. These are a little darker than the ice blue. So that's one of mine. And you don't want to put the LEDs up on the top. You want to stop at like 2 and 11. I may even cut this and run a wire in between them. Because it's in low light, it shines in. Y'all seen that, you know. If you've been on the channel, you know that it does that. So we're going ice blue for Mr. Jeff. All right. Let's get a new secto. Probably need to put a new I probably need to put a new blade on my Exacto. It's starting to get a little old. We'll see if it can get us through this one. What I'm doing is just cutting the clear shrink wrap off. I could just open this up and cut it right here, but why waste LED when you don't have to? You know, someone may need some, then I can give them some instead of wasting it. I'm thinking about maybe on my blue build, I don't know, make it blue on one side, red on another side, or like got people watching, nobody chatting. Has the chat died on me, or do I need to repopulate it or whatever? If I'm not talking with you guys, I don't know if that's rude or not, but what I said I was going to do is build tonight, so. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. Lime carrot. All right. I want to unsolder that. I can try. You know what? I'm not gonna fight with that. After I made that comment, I'm just going to pull this down to the next one like that instead of fighting with it and cut it. Yep. See the ice blue. All right. Probably use that for something. And the Pocket Pro-Am. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to go from here. I want to just kind of measure it first. I'm going to go to the duct rim on the side. Boom, 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 boom. Don't move on me. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Can go like this, and but like that, it's going to be brighter. Go to here. That's long. About to go all the way around the back and all. You're looking at probably about a foot of cob LED. And what I like to do is pry this up right here, leaving the sticker on it. And my place marked. Ooh, that's a good place to pry up right there. Find the wrinkles in the adhesive. I'm shaking. And right there, gonna be a little long, but you see right here. Let me put it back to here. There we go. And we'll cut it right here. And then we'll solder it on in the middle at the back. Get up here. I don't want you to fall on the floor. Do this. I'm not going to solder on this end. Give myself a little bit more pad on the end that's still good. I'll put this back in the package. Because now that I cut the lead off of it, which I could put that lead, that's probably a good thing. Put that lead back in there. So we'll know that this is ice blue as opposed to regular blue. Now thinking about doing a one that's blue on one side and red on the other side in the front and mismatch them. Kind of look like police or whatever. because one of the things that if you get big group flying together in UWL, what you're going to run into is there's only about 5 colors, something like that. And let's say you have 10 racers, you're definitely going to have people that's the same color. And if those people end up in the finals together and you got 3 red quads racing, it's going to make spectating harder. So let me show you this. Let me show you my plan here. You can anywhere along this cob, you can introduce power on any of these pads, voltage and ground. And what I'm planning on doing, you can see the shape, how I had it bent. I'm planning on having this go kind of like this, around the back and up to the sides. So I'm gonna, right in this area here is where I'm going to solder it on, well, solder the wires that will go to it. So I put it on, and you don't even have to, tack it down yet. You don't even have to pull the plastic off yet. Better to do it from the top. I'm trying to do this over lights and around microphones and all of that, so bear with me. Let's just start here. I want that LED to end right there at that whoop, at this brace. See it right there? So you pop this on. I want to run it in there like that. Some people do it like this, and it's probably better, but I want to run it in there all the way like that. Why? Because I can and I need more weight. This is an analog. Keep that in mind. If you're going to build an analog UWL, you got to kind of you got to go fat whoop on it. You got to be thinking, instead of shaving every gram, where can I pick up a gram or two? And you can pick up a gram or two by adding this in, instead of just kind of letting, and see, this also could get hung on stuff. So it's a UWL. My opinion is use as much LED as you can. Now see this area right in here, I'm going to mark it with a Sharpie. This area right in here, this is the back, right? Yeah, just because there's a little point there. All right, so now I'm going to continue bracing it, or clipping it down, to make sure that I have enough. I know I've got enough. I think I'm going to have to end up cutting more off the end here, because don't want it to go up there into the camera. This is going to be analog, but you know, it's could really blow the camera out. And you don't, especially if it's a newer pilot and they're new to racing or whatever, they might fly with a lower camera angle. Look at that. Look at perfect. Look at that. I mean, that is just about perfect. And boom. So what we'll have is we will have LEDs on the side, LEDs on the back and LEDs on the other side, but we will have the front open. But you'll be able to see, because, one, because this is a clear frame, that light is going to just kind of radiate through it. And yeah, that is it. So now I'm going to pull it off and I'm going to solder a wire to it. Right in the center. I'm going to solder it up to those wires that I left connected to the flight controller. So yeah. Let me answer this text real quick. Yep. And so most of you guys know this stuff, but you know, there's going to be somebody out there that's new to all of this and everything. So, all right. So these might work good for it. But I like to get up underneath the adhesive. Well, why not just pull it all off? I could, but I don't want it sticking to everything and all of that. And you know, once you start building and doing things, build like you want to. You know, a lot of people get stressed out when they're building because it's tiny stuff and it's, you know, it can be tedious, and it can. There's times that we've all been there, and you're doing with TinyWhoops, and you just like, you got to stop. Look, right there in the center is a pad, just like it was planned that way. So what are you saying? But I had it. Hang on. So, you know, take your time, enjoy the process, because it's part of the hobby. And, you know, if we let building tick us off, make us angry every time we go to build, we'll stop building. And, you know, when you stop building, you're not able to fix your own quads and you're dependent upon someone else. Blah, 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 you know, and it makes it much more likely that you'll leave the hobby one day. And that's not what we want. So, you know, just take your time. One, understand that the right tool for the job it's everything. And sometimes just having the right tool. I know for a lot of people out there, your biggest problem is that your soldering iron is bad. A lot of people that I talk to, that they end up getting frustrated and want to leave the hobby, or they don't want to build anymore or whatever. It generally, not always, but it generally comes down to a substandard soldering iron. If, you know, I know there's so many things you got to buy when you're new to this hobby, and it really can be death by 1,000 cuts or nickel and dime you to death. But, you know, understand that I said that to say a lot of A lot of the problems that people have, they think it's them. They think, well, I just can't do it. I'm dumb, or
It's insane.
Insane. McFly's donated $9 $10 super chat. It says, "Great stream, Pastor. Next, build mine." Oh, okay. You got to tell me what you want, though, brother. Got to be more specific than just build me a UWL. I love this stuff here. Thank you, McFlies. I appreciate the super chat. Again, guys, if you haven't already, would you like this video and subscribe if you haven't? Subscribing helps, and smash that like button. I don't have to hit the smash for you guys to know what I mean by that, right? Or do I need to hit it again? This stuff right here, I love it. If you're working on whoops, you need to, in my opinion, you need to get you some of it. It's 28 gauge insulated solder wire. So 5 amp. So it's like 5 amp ESCs on your whoop. So I'm gonna cut me off a little bit of this, and I'm gonna attach it to the red and green over there. I'm gonna try to, and run it out to the cob here, and yep. All right. This little, you can use any 28, 26, 28 gauge. I wouldn't go any bigger. And again, it's UWL, so you can have a little extra wire. Might be good to have a little bit of extra wire. I don't know if my strippers will strip this stuff, but I'm going to give it a try. Oh, close enough. Maybe not. Why not just use my fingernail? I don't know. That's probably what I'm going to have to end up doing. Yeah. It gets it started for you. Anybody else building besides Carrot tonight? Oh, well, I should do the other side too, shouldn't I? I'll probably do that since I put that up. Ta-ta-da, there we go. Both ends of our tiny, tiny wire. And which one do I want to solder up first? I want to solder to this. This right here, I don't know about this. Probably going to need to scrape it down, burn it down. One, set the wire over here in the tray. Let's move the cob over here to the side and get our Omnifixo back out. First, I'm going to try the ground wire, because it's probably going to be the most difficult to get a solder joint on. And I've got to find teeny tiny shrink wrap. Don't want your solder touching. Could make magic smoke, and we don't want it. Though it sounds magic, we don't want it. I'm gonna go with this teeny tiny black here. Let me get a short piece. And there we go. That's some more shrink wrap. And what am I going to put it? I'm going to slide it on the silver wire. I mean, this green wire right here. Motors are stuck to it good. Always also putting your Whoop motors into the bag will help. Oh, where that went? Oh, there it is. Will help keep you from picking up motor screws. You spill your motor screws or whatever. I think the heat's going to run down this thing fast. I need to get it as far away as I can. There we go. Now I might have to burn this green. Let's see that. You can't even see that little tiny green wire right there. I think I gotta burn that enamel or whatever that is off of it first before I can try to solder to it. I don't think the other wire is going to stick to it. I might have to, it might not be. I'm going to be able to burn it off. I might have to scratch it off. Doesn't look like that's working. So, let me take a knife, a blade, I think that's going. Yep, that's doing it right there. Get off their green stuff. Get off the back side. That green stuff is coming off very similar to the way regular silicone wire or coated wire. All right, pull away from this. Let's set it on metal of the Omnifixo. Or you're like, this is too tedious. Yeah, it's part of it. It's when it goes well, it's relaxing to me. You'll actually see copper down in here when you know you're getting right at it. You'll start seeing pieces of, it'll start looking like copper instead of being green. I think I've got a, whoa. Yeah, I think I got enough copper showing at the end of this wire. Right here, you guys. You see the difference between the green and the end. Just take you a little $1 Harbor Freight knife and scratch it off. And that should get it to where it's still got my shrink wrap on there. Should get it to where I can solder up my TinyWhoop wire to it. Let's give the TinyWhoop wire a dunk. Let's give it a bath in the. Just give her a little dunk in there. Whoop. Pull up some, and I'll go ahead and tin both ends of it while I got it in there. Whoop. Might have to cut some off. That end looks a little bit long. Put her on here, tin it up, and join it together. And again, extra shrink wrap and all that doesn't matter because I'm looking to pick up grams. I'm looking to pick up weight. I like to use a little bit thicker solder for these little galvanized wires, whatever they are. I normally use a pretty thin solder when I'm soldering, but these I want. See, that's kind of blobblious. That's a word. Blobby. What's that from? Transylvania kids movie. Let's see if I can stick to that. Oh yeah. Ooh, that copper just turned silver, guys. Good, good, good. Know you're on the right track when you see that copper turn silver. Where is my small solder? See, I get messy when I'm cleaning, and I don't even know where my small solder has went. So we get some more, right? And as soon as I cut some more off, I will find it. But it's solder. What's it, $8, $9 a spool? Something like, oh, microphone. Don't clean your solder tip on your microphone. Not. Even if it does look spongy, it's not wet, so don't do it. All right, let's move down here. Can you guys see? All right, that's got to be cut. That is too long on this end. You guys see how long that is? All you can see really against that is how long. Boom. Let me cut them all while I'm here. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Just bring them, slide them together. And you don't want a lot of, we don't want any friction between them. I put a little blah blah that's ball on here. All right. Think that's good. Doesn't look like I did much. Ah, you guys couldn't see it again. I'm sorry, guys. Hard to build and keep everything in frame. But there we go. Let me unhook the black wire. Give it a tug and a move around. So that's good. Good, 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 good. All right. Forgot to strip the red one. I'll do that now. Plug this. Trying to be careful with this because I don't want to pull it off the other side. Oh, that's on there. I'm about to do the same thing. That don't come off. Let me try my strippers. Grab it. It feels bigger than the green wire. So it might just grab a hold of enough of it. I don't know. Nope, don't look like it's going to. Yep, there it did. Perfect. Perfect. Right, let's put a little bit of flux on it. Just a little bit of flux. Tie it back down. Tin it. Right. In and out. There it goes. That's tinned. Now let's pull red together. Careful when you're doing like what I'm doing. Actually manipulating around with your soldering iron in your hand. It's a real good way to melt a canopy. All right. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oop, no, they moved. I think that's it. In and out, guys. In and out. That's the key to Whoop soldering. Let me check it, make sure it, you know what I did? I can unwind it. I didn't put any shrink wrap on the red, but I'll simply unwind it. There we go. We have extended the power wire. Let me unwrap. Sorry, guys. Let me unwrap the in and out with the, see it there over the black of my logo. I did not put any shrink wrap on the red wire. Just talking about that earlier, about how we've all done it and nobody. I think people are building, listening, sleeping, maybe. I don't know. Oh, Bubba and streaming. I've been streaming 2 hours. That's not that long. That's not long. That's short for me. Now let's shrink wrap these and solder them onto the cob LED. And come on up here. Come on up here. Where's my tweezers? Come on up here. Keep doing it, don't I? All right. Let's shrink it. Let's see. Yep. Don't. Gotta watch them. They'll slide on you. Yep. This might be a time when a torch might be better. That shrink wrap might even be too big. And see, it's another thing that I try to do is I try to get them to where they're not side by side. Where they're not side by side when you twist them back together. So that if the shrink wrap does slip down, it's not going to be, look at that crap. Didn't get a good enough solder joint. All right, let's go back. Oh. Trying to make it where you guys can see and it'll work itself. I know why. Now I know why more people don't build online. It just makes it difficult. I'm going to actually lay these side by side. I don't know if you can see that. They're kind of like this. And I want to solder them together. What's our objective here? There we go. That quick. In and out. Okay. All right. Let's get some more shrink wrap. Let me see if this shrink wrap that's already shrunk some will slide back over it. Yeah, looks like it's going to. not that I'm just trying to skimp on shrink wrap. It's that this will be easier to get the rest of the way on there because it won't be sliding around like a bigger piece would. There we go again. All right, guys. Yeah. My viewers are probably dropping off. Yeah. Can't blame you. Can't blame you. There we go. All right. I think now we got to solder to the cob. I don't know. My memory serves me correct. It's not. Gotta scratch this. It's got like a adhesive over it, over the pad, and you need to scratch that off or burn it off if your soldering iron's hot enough. Let me see. I got a soldering LED. Put them in the disc. All right, I'll look at it. That caused me to jump. Did you guys see that? These headphones are actually got really good audio quality in them, and it sounded like someone was behind me. You go back and you watch back at 2 hours and 23 minutes, 20 something seconds or 15 seconds, you'll see me about come out of my skin when Jarvis is talking to me. The chat's been quiet for a little while, and yep, it spooked me. All right. Would you put a video in the Discord? Iron Mask. I've got a soldering LED. And what? The Discord. Let's see what that is. Give me a good chance to stop. Oh yeah. Let me show Discord. There we go. Yep. Solder them up in LED. There you go. All right. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. How are you? Mr. 8-bit. How's things been on the mothership? Good, I hope. Blue, green, and yes, sir. Yes. Also what? You saying hello or? Yeah, I'm assuming. Yo. How's it going, guys? Just building a UWL. Look, I keep hitting that. It just keeps twisting. That's probably part of the problem. I keep hitting the camera. So we're about to solder to the. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and okay. Here's my plan. I'm going to take this red. I'm going to kind of bend it. Ooh. Ooh, let's not stick myself in the flesh with it. That's like a needle. My. That thing's small. All right, so I'm kind of turning it at a right angle. I don't know if you guys can see that. Kind of turned it at the right angle because the top pad I'm going to solder to here is the, I'll see it better without the magnifying. Yeah, let me just get the magnifying glass out of the way. I might need the light, but now then that washes it out for you guys, doesn't it? All right. So the plan is put this at a right angle and I'll lay that down, and then I'm going to come in and go from the bottom and do the same thing on the negative. So, and this is directly in the middle of the cob, so it's going to go both ways after it's powered up. Little flux. I shake too. And I'm actually having a good day today with it, so why I trying to do a little bit of work here. All right. How much can I move this down that you guys can still see? Down to here? That's good. That'll work. All right, let's tin the pads. Now, I've scraped back a lot of the adhesive that's over these pads. But you still see it, still don't want to take it. You just got to burn it off until it starts taking the, well, in the solder. All right. Let me look at that and see if that's enough to stick that wire on there. I'm gonna check it through my magnifying glass. Oh yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I know when I put my magnifying glass in where I can see, you guys can see. But I'm gonna have to this time. Just like that. All right. I've got the wire laid on it and bent at a right angle. So I just need to get in and out with the heat. A little bit of solder on it to heat my tip up good. And hopefully I can do this without having magnification. I think I did. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me show y'all. Show you what I did. All right. We've already come to the conclusion you can see it better without that. All right. Come up with a light. You see the brown stuff on the ends? That's the glue, the adhesive, you burning it off. But I bent that wire and it's laid right on that pad. And let me look. There's no bridging it. So we're going to come up from we're going to do the other side. I may do it the opposite way. I may take the bend the opposite way so they're actually laying like this, you know, opposite. The wire's over here at my hand and the wire's over here. Instead of having it that way, if they break, they less likely to touch and short out your quad. So So let's see, we're going to bend that. All right, now we're going to come around to the other side of the LED. There we go. Bring it in. Let go there. And you clip here. And you clip here. Okay. So there we got that. You're going to be like, uh, come on, clip on each other. There we go. Nope, there we go. Let go. Let go. Oh, I know. I got big meat hooks too. Get in there. Get in there. Come on. Probably still gonna have to tweezer it. Yep, and then you add shaking to it, like what I do. Nope. Maybe. I don't like it. Nope, that might not be good at all. Okay. Let's see. Oop, drop something. All right, here goes. Please no smoke. There they are. Both sides. Put it up. All right. Next thing to do is put everything in a frame. All of that going to go into a 75mm frame, and that will make up an analog canopy with camera in it. That'll make up an analog UWL. Then we got to see what we got to do for weight. Then I'll have to flash it. I don't know if I don't think I'll do the beta flight flashing tonight of the beta flight thing. the CAC software. I don't think I'll do that tonight. But yep. So far, that it helps if you get a solder blob or something. Of course, it'll melt the plastic, but it keeps you from picking up screws. And I mean, I could just disconnect them, but also there's only so many mating pairs with any JST connector, and the more you pull your motor plugs in and out, the more loose it gets. And I've seen a lot of people that been in a race that they're real they've changed their motors a lot. I don't know what to call that. You know, this is what they want to do. Nothing bad. You do you. And but they'll wreck and they'll have a hard crash, and it's like, man, I got a motor messed up. And I was like, just push in on your plug. And a lot of times just doing that will bring it back to life. All right. So we need this stuff to end up coming out the rear. So, all right. Let me pause for the calls, guys. I don't mean to do that. Let me see if we got a video that you guys can watch. We got an 8-bit video here. Let me jump over to the Discord and show you guys. Do you have I think 8-bit normally got non-royalty free music. I think he makes his own music. All right, I'm gonna break. I'm gonna pause for the calls, guys. All right. So, are you saying that it would that it'll still copyright strike me? Or does it not copyright you when you post it? But we're already this far into it. I can just let it continue to play. I'm gonna always clip the audio out of it. Yeah. See, now we got to see if these motors are long enough to fit. All right, let's see if we can, let's see if these motors will reach. They look like they will. So let's find the front. Put my light back up here so I can see you again. Here's the arrow right there pointing forward. This is going to have to go in like this. Mm. Okay. Still working. Need to get some like beats playing or something, don't I? I need to talk to you guys or something. Putting these gummies on, really, with building in general. Not always, but in general. With building, this is my most this is the part that I like the least about building. It's the buttoning up, the final mile, if you will, of a build. It's fiddly, and let's see, that grommet doesn't want to go on. Come on, get on there. Now you're on there. Yeah, I got a text from my mower guy. You know, both of my mowers are in the shop today, and I've got a Cub Cadet zero turn. Got about a little over an acre and a quarter, not quite an acre and a half, of grass to mow here at my house. And my Cub Cadet, it's old. It's got, I think it's got 1,800 hours on it. You know, that's like 400,000 miles in mower years. And so yeah, he come back and told me that it was going to be like, I done paid $400 to another shop, $480 to another shop on that mower, and of course it was a starter, and that was obvious that that's what it needed, was a starter. But they got to messing with the levers for my hydrostats. It was going to adjust them and make them better, and make them work better for me, and they jacked them up, and some other things that they put the right blades on it and put the right belt on the deck. And I took it to another guy that I used to go to church with, and he's like, oh, man, I hate fixing other people's stuff. And long story short, it was yeah, it's good if you've got yeah, to push mow my yard would be like literally like, that antenna scared me. I seen that black. Yes, that's what I want. I've been watching videos of, no, look, I'm gonna have to fix it after I get it in there. But do y'all see that? Look on my face, on the sticker. That little enamel black wire pulled loose, which happens. These wires and TinyWhoops are so fiddly. This is one reason why I like this part of the build the least, is because of things like that. All of this bending and manipulating, trying to get it in the gummies just right, and what has it done? What have you done? What are you doing? It's just a pain, but it's part of it though. And it's not bad for me building for a buddy or something, especially if they've not paid me or anything yet. That way, all of these parts are mine. I'm not building something that he gave me and said, hey, switch this into a UWL for me. So if it all screws up at the end of the day, then it's my stuff. So, but if it all goes well, then I've got another buddy into UWL and racing, and all right. That might look bad on my, hang on. Oh yeah, you guys can probably see it better than I can. All right, just push it off. Come loose. Start again. I can get this for all four of these to stay on as I push it. Ah, look at you. Friggin' a rag of a sickin' a riggin' of shickin' a rag of. Where'd it go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Well, let me get the other three on. Yeah, I'll find that one in the mix. Yeah, it's right there. You didn't go anywhere, did you? I think those of us that stay in the hobby, we've got to have a level of psychosis, maybe, to put up with it. Or maybe it's like it is for me, it's the reward of flight outweighs the frustration. And I try to remind myself that anything that's worth anything is going to cost you something. And I live by that and teach people that all the time. You crackhead. And this makes it more difficult because you got extra wires hanging off of it, and these cobs they don't bend that easy. But you know what? You just keep doing it. You know, at the end of the day, that somebody's going to get to fly, and Jeff's going to have fun with it. Okay, 4 grommets on, and just slide down over the pegs. That's all I need you to do, is just slide down. Now, okay, probably shouldn't do that, but I am. The comments not match up. Right back where you started, Martin. 3 of them on. 3 of them kind of on, because that one's wanting to go under. There you go. 3 down. Now, can I force this one in there by bending the frame? Let's see. Come on, come on. Voila. It's there. It's in the board. I know you guys probably didn't see a lot of that, but it's in there. Ah, my eyeballs is crossed. Now I have to re-solder this black wire. And I'm going to do it like I did the other one. I'm going to... It's about time. Oh. That's a good one. Somebody that's been building as long as me shouldn't. Don't make me stop this car. Oh, me. Okay. Lol. Lol. Oh, let's laugh out loud. Okay. It's like, who's loyal? Lol. Oh, okay. Motor's dangling now. So let's throw it back in the bag. Back in the bag. Back you go, motors. Back you go. Not as tight this time, but okay. Freaking rockin' a seeking, rockin' a book, friggin' I would rather pursue. No, it's off frame. I'll get it back on there in a minute. Maybe. But now, come on. What are you doing? Pulling out of a clip? Wow, that's a first. Omnifixo, not fixing it all very good. Oh, I gotta have it. All right, let's try it again. But let's do it the way we like to call the right way. Get a little wet. Come in a little softer. Nope. Good. Mm. Maybe that'll work. No, I'm skeptical about that. How the green wire solders up. I think I'm going to put a little bit of liquid electric nail on it before I slide the shrink wrap over it. I think it might just help hold it together a little bit. Come on. Just one on both wires though. Okay. Now let's see if we can slide the shrink wrap back down over it. We've had it once before. Okay. See if we still got light. No, it's not. Ta-da! We're back. Whew. That reflection in the camera looked like smoke there for a second. I was like, no, it can't be. So before I put the canopy on, I am going to put these LEDs in place. Yeah, did it look like smoke to you guys too? Okay, boom. Do that. I need welders or E6000, whichever one's accessible. Okay. Can't talk with that cap in my mouth. I'm just putting welders on the ducts, or E6000. And so what's that? Also uses models built. What's that? Clipping it down from the top side so I can still get the motors in. And then I'll let this set overnight, and those LEDs won't be going anywhere unless you want them to. Extra. That's a good thing about a UWL is, you know, I wouldn't put this much welders on. Ah, okay. Put quite a bit on the leading edge there so that if you hit something, that's not going to pull your LED off. You know, and you know, with E6000 and welders, it's good to give them a push on and then pull off a little bit in there. All right, let's clip it around. Put the canopy on it, and oh crud. Okay. Maybe I can slide it up enough to get that camera plug in that board. Boom. There it is. No way. I got another motor. I got another motor. You guys see that? You see that? Gotta see it now. There it is. TinyWhoop's gotta love them. Got to. Fiddly little things. Need my light back. Got a motor wire come off. Just come. The wire just broke right there. Right there at that plug. Here, shit. I don't know if you can see it, but right there. That wire right here. Come on. Hands are getting shaky. Yeah, right there. Oh, crapola. All right, I'm gonna pop that out. Replace that motor with another and plug up the camera, which is up here on the front. Maybe I can slide these up enough that I won't have to do the whole rubber grommet thing again. But let's get a look at the yeah, I probably need to. Boom. Ice blue, that looks sharp, man. I know the camera's blowing it out, but that looks sharp, dude. All right. Yeah, I probably need to wrap this thing up. It's been 3 hours. Well, I mean, all that's left to do is to take that plug it in to that hole with the dot on it, that plug there with the dot on it, and replace that motor with another motor. Where's my motor box? I better have a standard. Look here. Yes. Yes, I do. Boom. I wonder if that's long enough. Looks like it's a short cable. I might have to put another tweezers or something. There we go. What are you doing? You're running from me, you little. I've got 2. Set them out here. Let me make sure they're not 07s. They look like they're 07s. Nope, that's an 08. And an 08, I think. Yep. 19,000. So that's what they are. That's what they is. What they is. Convert model into RC. Whew. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching videos about radio control mowers, they've got this red one that's on tracks, man, that it just, are these wires longer? No, they look about the same. That looks like it's awesome. You can buy like a snow plow on it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. All right, well, let me wrap this thing up. I'll be on Discord finishing up this build if you guys want to watch it. And because I've still got a lot to do to it. I've got to put CAC on it. I got to set the RPM limiter on it. I've got a lot of stuff still to do on it. But as far as changing it over the 65 millimeter to the 75 millimeter frame, I mean, I've all but done it. I mean, here it's going to fit. Well, say that. Yep. It goes. Need to untwist them. Yep. So yeah, there we go. And I might just put a whole new set of motors on it. These here are the UWL ones. If I'm gonna look at the other ones when I get them off, and I've cut the, oh yeah. I mean, when I was young, 12, 13, I used to build a lot of models. I liked building warships and fighter helicopters and things like that. So I'm gonna run that pigtail out I'm gonna run that pigtail out here instead of out there. That's probably what caused it. All right, guys. Yeah, there we are. Let me get that up. All right. Thanks, guys, for the super chats, and a big shout out and thanks to the members. If you want to be a member, down in the description below. I mean, I don't know if the UWL thing takes off more. I may be giving one away. Who knows? But thank you for watching. Thank you for your support of the channel. And remember, wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, keep flying and rise up and meet me in the air.